Hi, for those that don't know me, I'm Scott Haywood from Deltron Lifts, and today we had Joe. Joe's a mental health counsellor, and we've just finished our first mental health workshop. I want to sort of talk about the importance of mental health in the workplace and how passionate we are about it. Personally, I have suffered with mental health issues, and I feel as an employer, I can spot when my own colleagues, or family as I refer to them as, are suffering with mental health issues. And I also recognise as an employer that more days are lost through mental health than anything else. So I thought it was vital as a business we bring Joe in to help our guys who perhaps don't understand mental health as much but are suffering with it to get some help. So how do you think today went, Joe?
Really well, Scott.
Yeah.
Really well.
Okay.
The lads were really open to learning, and they said at the end of the workshop that they got a lot from it. We explored today anxiety, depression and stress, and how this affects us and our bodies and our well-being, and looked at coping strategies and also each individual's well-being and how that they could best be supported moving forward.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting because Joe started with the word lads. We employ both female and male employees, but I do find that men suffer a lot more than women, and they tend to suffer more in silence than perhaps women do. Would you agree with that?
I think it's swings and roundabouts. I wouldn't say that men necessarily suffer more than women, but there is the fact that within men's mental health it's very different because they do suffer in silence. Women are more likely to open up and go to friends and recognise their emotions and ask for support. Whereas with men, we're finding that they find it a lot harder to open up about what's going on for them.
I've just had the benefit of catching some of the guys that were in today's workshop downstairs, and I asked them openly, I said, how do you think today went? And every single one of them said it was absolutely brilliant. So I think that's a testament to yourself. Some good planning. There's lots of smiles. And one even said, actually, whilst I always thought I might need to see someone to speak to, I think I've gained enough from today's workshop to be okay. And I think that's absolutely marvellous. And then one other said he'd like to get in touch about coming to see you further. And that's brilliant. So we've got someone there who's really benefiting as much as he doesn't feel he needs a counsellor. And then another guy who said that actually I've benefited from talking, so I'd like to see a counsellor again. How good is that?
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's it, and that's what motivates me, Scott. Like you, I'm passionate about mental health and people's well-being. So if they've all taken something from the workshop, then it's been definitely worthwhile.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so. For me, mine going back a number of years ago now. What I will say to anybody who's watching this video, you always seem to think that these are the best phrases: get a grip of yourself, pick yourself up, stop moping, what's the matter with you now? All those kind of phrases and words. The reality is, unless you've suffered, okay, and I'm in a good place to be able to say this, unless you've suffered, you don't actually understand what it's like to suffer. And I think, and I'm very proud to say this, that a lot of our staff, even if they are suffering, will get themselves out of bed, come to work, and they might be anxious about being at work that day because they realise that we're an employer that care, and we will always care because as long as I'm here, which I will be for the foreseeable, we will always support the staff. Do you see other companies doing something similar, Joe? Or?
Yeah, there's a lot out there, a lot going on, but some aren't as aware as as yourself, and aren't investing into the mental health. But long term, it works because it keeps people well. And then when they're well, they're in work. So it benefits the companies massively to have this option of mental health support.
That's good. As well as bringing Joe in and doing further workshops for you, Joe, I encourage healthy eating within the workplace. So we always tend to buy food 2 or 3 times a week. We also do some sports events. There's an up and coming game with Concept Elevator soon. That game stemmed from us playing football now for the past 6 to 9 months, where sometimes I get 20, up to 20 colleagues come on a Friday to play football. I've also took some of the guys to the boxing outside of work. So I do recognise that things like healthy eating and exercise complement a healthy mind. But I do believe we spend so much time at work that if you feel loved at work, appreciated and respected, I think that's a big proportion of your life. And ultimately, if you're happy in your workplace, you tend to be happy at home.
Yeah.
Which then means your household and your family lives tends to be happier.
And it's so important, the whole package of mental health, and like I say, healthy body, healthy mind.
Yeah.
How we look after ourselves and our well-being affects not only our physical health but mental also.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. And for any of my colleagues watching around the country that haven't been enrolled on the mental health workshop yet, you will be. Everybody's going to be enrolled on it unless they say otherwise. And anybody that joins Deltron in the future or the PACE group, rest assured, this is the kind of love that you get. Joe, I really appreciate what you've done today. The guys are really happy. Thanks for watching, and Team Deltron.
Thanks, Scott.
No problem.
Thank you.